Welcome back, guys. We're going to pimp out a cool guitar today. So, first up, we have, still with the plastic on, fresh out the box. This is a brand new Squier Sonic series. I don't know a whole lot about these, but what I do know is they are very cheap. And they come in some pretty cool colors and some very cool pickup configurations. So my personal favorite, single humbucker, nothing else. We got one volume, one tone, and it's a little hard to see, but those volume knobs are actually pretty cool. They're white with gold lettering. I like those. I like the gold. I think it's a classy touch. And beyond that, the classiest touch, in my opinion, on this thing, a hardtail bridge. My God. It's a Strat style guitar with a hardtail bridge. Beautiful. But anyways, this is an awesome, they call it, I think they call it flash pink, pink flash, something along those lines. Very, very cool finish. I am a huge fan of pink, though I think purple is my favorite color. Pink might be number 2. I love it. I don't know, just something about it. It's bubblegum pink. It's killer. Back looks perfect, of course, as you could imagine. Has the Squier logo on there, on the neck plate. Got our classic skunk stripe. And just to go over this guitar, if you're maybe in the market for something new or looking at these, as I think a lot of people do, as their very first guitar or very first guitar for their daughter, perhaps, which I imagine is their target market as opposed to 6'1" corporate attorneys. But love it. It's actually a pretty killer guitar. For as goofy and as bubblegum pink as this is, it's not bad. Like, Squier makes good quality stuff. I've been saying that for years. And virtually everyone who's ever played a guitar has played a Squier in their life. The neck, really solid, raw, no gloss or finish or anything on the neck. Very, very solid maple neck. Maple board, obviously, and there's hardly any grain in this. It's kind of your run-of-the-mill, just sort of probably bottom stock maple. But that said, if you like maple boards, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Does have a plastic nut. I'll probably have that recut as part of my pimping out this guitar. But the plastic nut, of course, that's junk. Fretwork on the sides is actually really solid. You can feel the frets for sure, which you kind of expect on a non-bound fingerboard anyways, but they're not sharp. They're actually rolled off really nicely, and you can kind of look down. I think that's one area where, at least in my opinion, Squier has kind of come a long way, is rolling off the edge of their frets. It looks like maybe this third fret wire is a little squared instead of quite rounded off, but honestly, who's complaining about that? Right out of the gate, the only thing I've done to this is tuned it and plugged it in. I have not set up the action or anything. I should grab my little action gauge. I may actually have one sitting here. I think I do. I'm not sure. It's in there, in that drawer somewhere. But we'll kind of give it a test just by playing it, and we're hooked up to a new amp, the Blackstar 50R Debut, and be doing a review on that one hopefully here soon. But turn it down just a touch since it's close to the camera. Playability on this guitar is fine, and it's not a kid's size or anything. This is a full-size Squier, so 25.5-inch scale length. It's a full normal size Squier, which I wanted. I've got a small guitar in the Little Martin, and I did not need an electric version. So overall playability, especially at the top of the neck, is actually superb. Zero complaints there, none at all. And I should have checked. I believe it doesn't even say. Probably made in China. I would imagine it's made in China. All I've learned from the serial number is it's a 2024. But playability is fine right out of the gate. I can tell, and you can see on these saddles, maybe, the knob's a little in the way. The saddles come out of the gate just maxed out. So they're not set or anything, they're just max, which makes sense. If you don't know anything about setting up a guitar, you're not gonna know to move the saddles. So if they put them too low and it buzzes, you're just gonna think your guitar sucks. So that makes sense. Pickup height, and the pickup still, has the plastic cover on it as well, is kind of wonky. It's higher on the treble side than on the bass side. So I think a lot more of that treble is coming through on the amp, and it gets kind of screechy up there versus a lot quieter on the bass side. So I would, lower that if I'm doing a full setup on this. By the time you get to the 12th fret, the action is a tick high, as you would expect. Again, you lower those saddles. I don't think you need to do a truss rod adjustment, but you lower those saddles and you probably have it fine. But we'll try playing a little bit up higher. Honestly, it's not that bad. It is a touch high for sure, but it's really not that bad. It comes fairly playable out of the gate, I would say. That's not terrible. And overall, before we hit some pedals on this thing and kind of put it through its paces, $150, free shipping on eBay. That is hard to beat. I have seen, I've played guitars that have cost more than that don't look as good and don't sound as good and don't play as good. And of course, bubblegum pink. I mean, come on. They have a couple other cool colors too. There's a cool, I think they call it Sonic Blue or maybe Flash Blue or something like that. But they have a cool kind of Fender Miami Blue is sort of the color that it reminds me of from the Fender line. But bubblegum pink, I mean, come on. But we're hooked up to the silver board, so that means we've got a Black Arts Toneworks Destroyer, an EQD Space Spiral, and my favorite, the Slava. The Slava, it might be the best pedal I've ever bought. It is just incredible. You probably hear it rattle in the snare drum a little behind me. It's too good. For a $100 pedal, it's too good. All right, but anyways, take it off the Slava and let's give ourselves a little bit of fuzz. So Black Arts Toneworks Destroyer right side circuit. Yeah, that's going. Yeah, that's killer. Obviously, no noise gate in between because this board only has 3 pedals on it. And we pick up the radio because I live down the street from a radio station. I can literally see the tower outside my window. But that, actually, this little pickup in there, plus the destroyer into the Black Star, I really like that. That's awesome. Let's do the left side circuit. And always remember on the left side circuit on the destroyer, turn your volume down. Because it's so much. My God, my volume's at like 10%. Jeez, it's too much. Okay, we're not doing the left side. It's too strong. Let's give it some delay. Maybe a little more delay. That's goofy. Space spiral is so goofy. We'll try tone knob all the way down, just clean, because I didn't do that. Ooh. With that tone down, it gets real smooth jazzy. That's sick. crazy and see what happens. I could have fun with the silver board all day. We'll give you just a little more. This is supposed to be a Pimp It Out video, but this ended up just being a demo and review. So we will do part 2 and show you all the mods and the ways we tricked this out. So just right out of the gate, we are going to keep the tuning machines and the bridge. And we will see what we come up with. So not keeping a whole lot other than, of course, like the body of the guitar and the neck and whatnot. But of all the things that are pretty easy to swap out, we will keep the bridge and the tuning machines. So if I had a set of 6-in-line lockers, I'd put them on there. I don't. I have, I think, 2 other sets of 6-in-line. Yeah. There you have it. See you in the next one.